some may call for pseudo-spiritual waffling of the explanation of the two universal fundamental energies, that being dark and light, which within said pseudo-spiritual waffling, as claimed that I may be pushing, some may claim there is no such thing as these two particular universal forces. Now allow me to place this particular statement. Within said universe, within darkness of space, you may experience night. Within the light of day, you may experience day. Within each of these particular night and day times, you find individuals actively engaging in life within said night or daytime. The individual that pursues the night life, you may find not particularly take place within said day. Individuals taking place during daytime, you may find not necessarily particularly choose activity during nighttime. In these particular two separate individuals, also known as the individuals, the partners you may finalize your decision from, how do you know you have found the one? Each particular opposing partner will pull you in the direction of whichever energy you wish to sow. And within whichever energy you wish to sow, said energy you will reap. In the darkness, you may not necessarily have the same ability of pursuing from said nightlife, a nightlife partner. From said nightlife partner, you might see the potential of your day be affected. From the daylife partner, a responsible individual, you may find your nighttime life be affected. Ultimately, the decision relies upon the individual level. Which particular partner invites whichever energy into your life, resulting in the opposing energy being that which you rest from. If I pursue the light, I will rest in the dark. If I pursue the dark, I will rest at the light. According to the partners you may choose, you may find that in chasing the darkness, you become darkness. In chasing the light, you become the light. Which ultimately arrives back once to the notion of the invitation of Christ at the wedding, inviting the opposing partner, the partner that which has become the sufferer. As a result of making said decision towards one particular partner, whether light or dark, you may find in the light or darkness of the individual that which you sow, you will reap. And in order to reap, you need to be entirely devoted to said individual, whether it be your husband or your wife. In devotion comes compromise, and in compromise, you need to create said devotion, a commitment. And in order to create a commitment before God, you need to essentially state before God, I no longer choose said partner, and I accept my newly wedded self, the partner you will be marrying, the force, opposing factor to yours, which from one another you may have essentially what you would consider opposing forces, that which in the family, within a dinner conversation as an example, within said opposing forces, creating in the result of your family, your house, your wealth, your animals, your land, becoming your garden, which you will begin to walk within said garden. Upon marrying and inviting Christ into your marriage, each particular partner themselves having a other partner, the previous self, that which before Christ you may step into a new light, accepting a newly wedded self. Upon accepting this newly wedded self, you may find a different trajectory in said life. A marriage between God and a good man. In said marriage, you then once again see woman or God demanding or specifically tempting man to arise to the occasion, to become a more complete individual. And becoming a more complete individual, you might find that in the temptation, you're once again pulled between two opposing forces. And according to these two opposing forces, if your commitment was not holy, which your commitment, if it was not made from divinity, you will see the result in your self-dignity, pursuing a temptation beyond a holy matrimony before Christ. The moment an individual cannot specifically state, I have found the one, which upon finding the one, you also find a sufferer, the individual that which you must leave behind in order for your life to take off in the direction you want said life to take on. If I cannot place a sufferer, such as an individual that may have been thrilling, but in the thrill was destroying your life just the same. The moment you may place a sufferer, such as an individual whom spent time upon was not worth it, how may you know you have found the one? Based on this particular analysis, I invite you to ask yourself this particular question. How will you know you have found the one? In finding the one, you will find a time worth spent. And said individual will be worth said time spent. And said time spent ultimately is marriage for life. And said commitment erases and raises more advanced, more intelligent, more thoughtful, more careful, and more responsible children, which they themselves may once again base and raise themselves to these energies. Ultimately, the question relies at you, the individual. Which energy do you choose to marry? Thank you.